Well, I have a background as a designer, and I worked in industry for a few years before entering art school. And during the whole time my education in arts, I've been developing projects using the tools I had from my designer background. So most of my projects required quite a dedicated amount of planning, and those kind of plannings ended up becoming eventually three-dimension resolution. So sculpture is something that just took me on the way. I never found the sculpture. Sculpture found me. From the very beginning, I was always interested in the relationship between people and the materials that constitute the world around them. Collecting materials and found materials started to become my main interest, because through them and from them I could learn and I could express myself, mostly toward experimentation and trying to add some kind of more traditional techniques, but mostly through very intuitive experimentation. Those materials slowly started to reveal aspects that go beyond their own physicality. And that started to guide me towards new possibilities of combining them and eventually incorporating them to something that gives me more ground for conceptualizing what I'm doing, to understand what I'm doing. It's difficult for me to find the material and not start thinking what's the background, what's the history of that material, of that object. So I started to investigate a little bit beyond the material itself, but the functionality of that material, the origin of that material, and the consequence of using that material. So my practice started to investigate parallels of physical, practical, and conceptual, poetic features in the artistic process itself. For the past decade, my work has been dedicated to investigate the relationship between human society and the degradation of the environment. At the same time, my process also incorporates materials and residues originated from industrial activity to be transfigured into sculpture, ceramic series, and other different interventions. Well, the works I'm bringing to this exhibition, they are part of a research that I started about 5 years ago. And this research is dedicated to the investigation of different exploitation processes of different industrial activities and the reflection of those activities in the environment. The process that concluded in this exhibition is dedicated to these ceramic pieces that are materialized through 3D automated layering machines. They are a combination of the remnants from deep sea oil drilling from the coast of Brazil, incorporated to regular clay that through a 3D printing process was able to materialize the pieces that resemble the drill bits used for deep sea oil exploitation. And they contain sand and salt from the deep sea drilling operations. In that sense, they capture an essential aspect of the modern human condition, where the existence of organic bodies is intrinsically intertwined with the structures and machines that permeate all levels of society.